Why a fat tire e-bike is not always the right choice for senior riders. Stick around. Hey everyone, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry. Today we're going to talk about why a fat tire e-bike is not always the right choice for a senior rider. Now, before I get into it, hit that subscribe button below. Stay in touch with us here at Sixthreezero. Be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, giveaways we're doing, and of course, new product releases. Okay, right here, I have our Simple Step-Through e-bike. 3 different versions. We have our 750 watt fat tire version, our 500 watt, let's say balloon type tire, and our 20-inch 500 watt, more of our portable version. So all 3 of these are designed with our same simple step-through frame, which is this low step-through frame to make mounting and dismounting very simple and easy. A lot of senior riders prefer this setup because it is very easy to get on and off. Also, anybody that just wants an e-bike, again, that's easy to step onto the frame so you don't have to swing your leg over the back. Maybe you've had some hip or knee replacement and you just have a hard time lifting your leg. Now, fat tires on e-bikes have become very popular, and I think a lot of people think you need a fat tire. Now, there are benefits to having the fat tires, right? They can take on off-road terrain better than a thinner tire. They also do provide a little bit more of a cushy ride because of how big they are. They absorb some of those vibrations better than a thinner tire would. Now, the one reason why I don't necessarily think they are the best for a senior rider is because of how much it elevates the bike off the ground. In my experience, now, when I say senior rider, I'm for sure not saying that as a catch-all for every rider 60 and above. We get lots of different rider types and athleticism, and more than age, it really is about your mobility and how your body moves. Doesn't matter if you're 20, 50, 60, 70. We have some 70-year-olds that can move really well. They don't need any accommodation when it comes to a low step-through frame. Then we have some 60-year-olds who maybe have had a knee replacement or a hip replacement, and they struggle to lift their foot off the ground. And so the mounting and dismounting can actually be a very challenging endeavor. So when you take this same frame, now this is obviously a 20-inch frame, but both of these are 26-inch frames. And when you take the same frame and you increase the tire to a 3-inch, you bring that frame off the ground, which in turn raises the step over height. So on this 26-inch, the step over height of the frame is 11 inches. And if we move over here to the 3-inch tire, now, the other thing I want to point out is by having the fat tire and the 750 watt motor, we actually had to add an additional bar here to increase the strength of the frame. That can't be avoided. Without that, you're going to get wobble in the frame and the possibility of cracking the frame. So we need to add that extra stability there. As a result, we are now talking about the frame being a 15.5-inch step over height. So that's 4.5-inch difference. Now, this is still a step-through frame, but you can see the gap between the bottom here. This one is 10.5 inches. And on this frame right here, it's about 9 inches, so about 1.5 inches. So whether you're talking about 1.5 inches or 4 inches, for a lot of riders, that actually is quite a big deal. Many people get their toes caught on things as they're trying to lift their leg over. And so that is a real world problem that does occur. So if you are a senior looking for an e-bike, it's something to think about when you look and see a fat tire model that you're interested in. You really want to think about that step-through height and how is it being affected by adding a bigger tire, by adding a bigger motor. Does the frame have to be changed at all? Now, and you can see over here, conversely, when we switch to a smaller tire, you can see that the step over height of this is just under 9 inches, about 8.5 inches, so very low. So that's 2 inches lower than the 26-inch version right here. Now, you could also do a fat tire version on a 20-inch model, or with a 20-inch tire, which obviously would keep it lower than a version like this. But now if you're talking about wanting to actually pedal and utilize that bike with low levels of assistance or none at all, it gets more difficult to pedal only an e-bike with a 20-inch by 3-inch tire. There's a lot of resistance, a lot of drag from that tire because of how wide it is and how much rubber is contacting the road. So all things to think about. And I guess my point is that the fat tire version is right for some riders, but it's not right for all riders. Think about your body and which element is most important to you. And if it is that step over height, you might want to opt for the non-fat tire version of whatever e-bike you're looking to purchase. If you have any other questions on the topic at all, reach out to us, the team at sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. You can also comment below where we'll respond there. In addition to that, all 3 of these e-bikes are linked in the description below if you want to check them out. In addition to that, we offer a 30-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love it in the first 30 days, send it back. No questions asked, no money out of your pocket. We also warranty everything for 1 year. Anything goes wrong in the first year, we'll take care of it, parts and labor. And if you want to come out for a test ride, we are here in San Clemente, California, 1046 Calle Recodo Unit K. Come test ride any of our e-bikes before you purchase and join our community. We have a Facebook group called 630 Pedalers. There's thousands of members in the group. Join before you purchase to talk to existing riders to ensure you're making the right choice. Then when you have yours, post in the group, make friends, and finally, download the app to track your rides and compete on the leaderboard. So thanks for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey or experience. Enjoy the ride.